All right, so we're in now one of the more complicated parts of book 3. And this whole time we've been in book 3, we've been talking about samyama, which is the graduation past samadhi, when dharana, dhyana, and samadhi are all happening at the same time. And we start to feel these siddhis, these, the sutras will call them powers, but these abilities to be able to see things for truly what they are. So 313, etana, buddha, indriyashu, dharma, lakshanaha, avashta, parinama, vyakyataha. By this, what's been said in the previous 3 sutras, the transformations of the visible characteristics, time factors, and condition of elements and senses are also described. So this is about honoring our relationship, Parusha and Prakriti, and the way that we not only react, but see things. Can we see things truly with what's happening with the planet, with the weather, etc., and how our senses now taking in the world. And these last 3 sutras just talking about this moment when there's the lack of distractedness, when the chittavritti has been removed, and now we're in this absolute space of understanding. So understanding that even in the prakriti, the outside, the world, that all 3 gunas are involved in what's happening. This, sort of lazy, lethargic, kind of building space, and then the activity, the rajas, the mobility, the movement, the push, and then this space of clarity, of clearing, and being in that moment when, oh, now it's clean and here we are. Which then leads us to 14. Santa udita anya padeshya dharma anupati dharmi. So it is the substratum prakriti that by nature goes through latent, uprising, and unmanifested phases. Okay, so this is essentially saying that the planet itself has been through these phases of complete washing clean and then reestablishing itself, right? So think about the phases that, and then this will bring us to 15, but the phases of evolution and what used to be, what used to exist and live rather than buildings. There were dinosaurs and cave people and just bugs the size of houses, right? So 15 then says, krama anyatvam parinama anyatve hetuhu. This succession of these different phases is the cause of the different stages of evolution. So as the planet goes through its phases, what can and is allowed to exist begins to change, right? From cavemen to what we are now, or from early settlers to what we are now, from dinosaurs to what we are now, to birds or fish or lizards, whatever. That it's the planet's movement through these same phases that allows us and species to have these different stages of evolution. So which leads us to 16. Parinama traya samyamat atita anagata jnanam. By practicing samyama on the 3 stages of evolution comes knowledge of past and future. So again, the idea in samyama is that you see it for exactly what it is. It's absolute knowledge. So in that space of having a moment where you're anywhere, pick Lake Michigan, it's right there. So sitting at the lake, having that moment of digging your hand in the sand and having this amazing flash of, I suddenly feel how old this ground is, and seeing the stages that it's been through and those phases of life as it's changed, not only in the water, but in the soil and in the life that's been in it and surrounding it. We'll do one more. We'll do 17. Sabda artha pratyayanam itaretra atyasat samskara tat pravibhaga samyamat sarva bhuta ruta jnana. A word, its meaning, and the idea behind it are normally confused because of superimposition upon one another. By samyama on a word or sound produced by any being, knowledge of its meaning is obtained. So, words are confusing, and there's a lot of misconception. The idea is that we would hear a word, regardless of the language, and that we would absolutely know the intent behind it, the person that was saying it, why it was being said, and exactly what it means. So regardless of language. And that's why sound is in there, because a very tangible example is when someone says to you, how are you? And you say, fine, I'm fine. Clearly you're not fine, right? But yet we say, fine, fine. It's in that tone of voice that we know that you're not fine. It wasn't even about the word that you said. It was about the sound behind the word. It really was about the tone, not at all about what was actually being said. So this idea is that we have absolute meaning in that moment, that present moment of what's being said and why. So, and then we'll keep going through these siddhis in book 3. Again, book 3 it's complicated, but it's super lovely, and it's that book that allows us to sort of feel, like autobiography of a yogi, to sort of feel, wow, do I believe that impossible is impossible, or can I start to open my mind to believe that we all have the ability to use more of our brains and to listen to and honor and trust that intuitive voice that we all have. It's not special to any singular group of people, yogis or therapists, whatever. It's everyone has it. The sutras say that, I say this all the time, but that internal voice, that soul's voice, is talking to us all day long. And we're screaming so loudly in our own heads that we just don't hear it. So getting rid of that noise to make space for the truth, the true meaning of what we're hearing and what we're seeing and how we're living in the world. Really beautiful, actually. All right. Shanti Shanti.